JKB back with another episode. Today on the show, we'll be talking about Apex Legends on the Switch. Thank you to Nintendo for sending over the code that unlocks all of the legends in the game. Apex Legends is a free-to-play, squad-based battle royale game where a team of 2 or 3 squad members jump into a map, have to collect loot, and get to a certain point on the map before a timer runs out, or they will be obliterated by the zone closing in on them. I feel that this is one of my favorite Battle Royale games, and it coming to the Switch is a bit of a disappointment. As everyone's aware, the Nintendo Switch is over 4 years old now, with technology that's maybe even 6 years old, so it's difficult to see how a game of this stature would really perform on the Nintendo Switch. And while in dock mode, it does perform at 720p docked, and that's the footage you're seeing on screen. In handheld mode, it goes down to 576p, and at times you can barely make out enemies in the background. So handheld mode is a big disappointment. That was the one mode I was looking forward to the most. To be able to play this in handheld mode would be great. However, I feel like if you're able to play it on PS4, PS5, or Xbox One or Xbox Series X and S, wow, that's a lot of systems now, but it runs so much better on those systems, and that's kind of obvious. I'm not going to complain about the Switch's power. We all know it's about 4 years old, so it's impressive the game even runs at all in 720p dock mode. But in saying that, handheld mode is a disappointment. Getting a resolution around 500p with a frame rate that drops to about 20, you could barely see enemies, and firefights are just extremely annoying. And the firefights are the reason you're playing the game, so I can't recommend the game in handheld mode. So the 720p mode is the way you will want to play in docked mode, so if you only have a Switch, I will say that yes, it's passable and you can have a good time with it. As for the mechanics of the game, it's my favorite first-person battle royale shooter. I absolutely love the way this game feels. The options in this game are over the top and ridiculous in terms of the different legends you can pick. Now, the legends are the players that are in the game that are your avatars. These will have different abilities locked onto each of them, so you can choose all sorts of different abilities based on the characters. I should point out that the game is based on microtransactions, however, it is free to play. So if you have a Nintendo Switch, you can pick it up just like, any of the other ones out there that are free to play, like Fortnite. You jump right in, you can have a blast with it for free. So it's something that all of you can definitely try. Now let me get into what you can pay for. The microtransactions are based on battle passes and the ability to buy skins for your guns and different looks for your characters. These are all tied into the microtransaction system, which I won't be going over in a very detailed way here because it isn't ridiculous. There is a lot to look at in this game. So if you're the type of person that likes to customize your character on screen, you'll be in heaven with this game, and that's the primary way the game makes money, and that's how you can support it if you enjoy it. I'm also assuming a ton of you have probably played the game on different systems, so you've come to this review just to know if it's even worth playing on the Nintendo Switch. So let me get into the pros and cons of Apex Legends on the Nintendo Switch. Starting with the cons, frame rate is a big issue, especially, like I said, when you get into firefights and, having explosions on screen and doors exploding in front of you. At times, it's very difficult to play even in docked mode because of the frame rate. Now, I said earlier that playing in the handheld mode was basically pointless, and to a certain degree, to me it is, because I've played it on other systems. However, I do want to reiterate, if you haven't played the game before and you're experiencing it in handheld mode, you might be able to get away with it. I know a lot of Nintendo Switch games out there definitely don't compete in terms of graphics with the next generation. However, you could still have a great time with the game if you can overlook those issues. I couldn't really do that because I'm having a hard time seeing the enemies at a distance. So if you can overcome that, well, try to enjoy it. I mean, it is free to play. Give it a try. Now, let's just get into the positives. It is the smoothest shooter out there in terms of Battle Royale. I absolutely love the mechanics of this game and all of the utilities that you can use in the game and tools and the abilities of these characters. However, here's one thing I'm going to bring up, and that is the chat. The voice chat in this game is horrendous. So if you plan on doing any of that, good luck to you. It's just not going to happen because it is extremely full of audio issues. But on the positive side of not having voice chat, the game features an amazing, robust system that lets you talk to your teammates using a reticle system that is built into the game. Now, you put your reticle on anything in the game and you can pull up a prompt menu and tell your teammates like, hey, someone's been here, or hey, watch out, or cover me, or anything you could really think of, you can actually say in the game without, well, speaking it. Now, one of the positives that I absolutely love about this game is that there's sort of a parkour system built into it, so it's the most agile first-person battle royale game as well, so you can do some ridiculous stunts to pull off some amazing kills. When you mix in some of the abilities from these legends, the game is really, really addictive and fun, especially if you can squad up with people that you really appreciate, like your friends. However, like I said, using voice chat, I'm going to recommend you do that using your iPhone or whatever, in Skype or Discord. Then you could still talk to your teammates. Another positive in this game are the weapons. I absolutely love the weapon design of this game. It's over the top with futuristic bullets, and the special effects are amazing. Everything really comes together to really create a unique world here, and you get a sense of what Apex Legends really is. It's kind of like, at first glance, it seems like a futuristic game show where there's these over-the-top characters that are going into a battle royale situation when they're using ridiculous weapons and jumping all over the place and doing parkour. It just comes together to, you could tell I'm excited. It really is a great game. So overall, I'm going to highly recommend you pick up the game, and in terms of the battle passes and the legend pass and all of the stuff that's included in the microtransactions, those are things that you need to make decisions on your own. I mean, Nintendo sent over the pack that let me experience all the characters, and let me tell you how much fun I had just experiencing all of the different abilities that they have. And in saying that, it's a free-to-play game. Go out there, enjoy it. It's a video game that's been around for a couple of years now, I believe, and it's got a huge fan base. And lastly, I guess I need to bring up the most disappointing aspect here, and that is it is cross-play. Meaning that, well, let me just say you could turn that off and only play with Switch players, but if you want to play with cross-play on, you will be at a disadvantage because it is at 30 frames per second, dropping down to 20, while your competitors will be at 60 frames a second, butter smooth. I can't even speak. I'm having a stroke. Anyways, go play the game. It's a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy it. And lastly, I should say you cannot bring over your profiles from other consoles, so that's not involved in this at all. So if you're hoping you can bring over your ridiculous ranked character from PlayStation 5 or 4, can't do that. So going into this, know that you'll be starting fresh. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next episode of JKB.